Hey guys, what is up? Today we're going to be doing a pickup strap mod for the 110 on the rear and on the front, kind of like your UNCC bikes for hill climbing and stuff, because I've done some hill climb stuff and overall will help be able to pick up the bike easier. So yeah, as you can tell, I've taken off the seat because I am working on the rear strap, which I already have cut right here. I'll show you how to make one of these with the front one, but yeah. So my plan is, I've already cut this properly. Now I just gotta cut some slots into here, put it under the frame, back up, and then hook them into these bolt studs. That's what we're gonna do. All right, first side slot cut. We're going to try and test fit it into this hole first. All right, so we're gonna put the strap down through, around the frame, back up, and hook it into that screw. Or I'm gonna run it down through there, up around, and then hook it under this piece of plastic. Well, I don't know how I'm doing that yet. Either on top or bottom, we'll figure it out. So I had to make the hole bigger. Hopefully we don't have to go too much bigger. Also, the gray piece in there is a piece of duct tape holding the heat shield in there, so we'll have to push that out or something, but we're closer. Now it's just time to clean up the hole and test fit the strap again. Alright, decided to make the hole even bigger, even though I didn't test it, but I went ahead and made it bigger just because I preferred it to be. So now we'll test. So like, here's how I'm making the hole. I'm using just a knife, basically a pocket knife, and just pressing it down into it, basically making a rectangle out of it. So yeah, as you can tell, I changed my way of doing it. So this one is very clean, way cleaner compared to that. So yeah, now I'm thinking what we're gonna do is we're gonna unscrew the entire thing. I'm going to try to run the strap, poke a hole through it, hook it up under the plastic. So we're gonna go unwrap it under the frame and then hook it under the plastic where this bolt goes. Alright, so over here, so basically I took one of the screws out of the plastic. And what I'm going to do is try to match the size of the screw with it onto the strap. Cutting once again with our knife. Alright, we got a hole into it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take it and burn around the edges so it doesn't fray like it is. Give me a second, I'll try to film it. Alright, so basically what I'm doing is I'm gonna burn around the edges because it's made out of plastic. And so what that should do is reseed the edges to make sure that they don't fray. Ooh. Alright, so we have one side done now. Now we'll do the other end of the strap and hook it on. You want to pull this screw out after you heat it with the pliers because it's hot. So, just letting you know, both holes. Not very pretty, but it's going under the bike, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, the strap is not long enough, so I'm going to save this one for the front and show you how I made this. I'll cut it this one longer, and I may have to trim this one down for the front, but not long enough, so yeah. I'll have to take it back off. It went on great, and on this side, as you can tell, it's, here's how it looks under. Goes around the frame and hooks back up into the bolt carriage up there. Let's see, can you see it? Right up there. So that's how I'm mounting it. Alright, so this one is too short. I'm gonna take this other strap and cut it longer. Probably 4 or 5 inches longer, maybe even 6. So yeah, I'll show you in a minute. Alright, so I've got it measured out, and you can see here I've started cutting it, so hopefully when I pull the two hard apart, and then you can still cut it some more. But once I cut it, I'm gonna burn the ends like I did the other. Cut. Now let's burn. Alright, so what burning the end does is, since there's plastic in this, it melts it and keeps the strap from fraying and just tearing apart as you're using it. Now let's poke the holes again and see if it'll work. Here's how I'm making the holes. This is how I'm doing it. I'm putting the strap on it and pushing down so it's about almost to the bottom of the blade, and that leaves a big enough hole for it to strap into, and it shouldn't come out since the plastic is on top. So, yeah. Alright, so these holes are all really done. Now it's time to remix it. Alright, it's installed. Now time to put on the seat. But first I gotta say, this was not my idea. I got this off of another YouTuber. Don't remember his name. I'll put a link into the description for his channel, but he mounted his right up here. But the thing was, he didn't wrap it around the frame. And so he mounted it straight up to the top. And so whenever he did that, whenever you pull up on the handle, it would bend the seat. That's why I ran mine up under the frame to avoid bending and breaking the seat. So, just a tip. You may want to do it this way if you're going to mount it at all. Alright, it is on. It works great. It doesn't bend the seat like the other guys did. The only thing that I don't like about it is it's a tad bit too loose. I'm not going to redo it though because it still works, but yeah, just a tad bit too loose. Should have cut it a tad bit shorter. I thought it was going to be too short when I was putting it on, but it's actually a little bit too long because it actually stretches a tad bit whenever you go to lift it. But yeah, now it's time to work on the front one. I'm going to be using the old strap, but I'm going to cut it shorter because I've already lined it up with this. It's just a little bit too long. I'm going to, I think, mount it into the triple clamp down here. So, alright, so we put it down. I took about 5 or 6 inches off, just to make it shorter. Get a better pull off of it. But yeah, now it's time to keep the end, put a hole, and mount it up to the triple clamp. Alright, we have the holes marked up for it. Now we have to take the 2 front bolts out of the front fender and mount it. Let's do that. They are a 10 millimeter. I will double check and let you know. So they are indeed 10 mils. There's 3 of them. You only need to pull out the back 2 and loosen the front one. That way, if you look here, oh well. Okay. I thought I didn't back it out all the way. So basically, I was trying to make a gap to where it would hang and I could slide it in easier in this, but clearly I loosened it a little too much. So we'll get that back on. So it's back on. So what I was saying was give it some room to spread apart so you can slide that strap in and tell whether or not it's going to go through the hole. So yeah. Alright, first side in. It's not all the way screwed down. The fender isn't. Also, if that bolt falls out on the front, make sure to put that in because I'm going to tighten up the rear too and pull the front one out now. So yeah, but we're going to get this wrapped around and I'll fit it on the other side. Once again, made it too short. Cut another one. Right, test number 2. Everything's ready to be installed. Alright, first side installed. Now to the next. Alright, pull strap number 2. Could be a little bit longer. The one back there could be a little shorter. But still enough room to get a hand in there to help pull on the bike if need be. Or even pull it up over something for both the front and rear. So that's how you do a strap setup on the Apollo. You probably can do it similar to how I did this one on other ways, but on other bikes. But if you're gonna do it on the rear, I do recommend wrapping it around the frame because if not, you'll pull this seat up like the other guy was doing, and it really doesn't look good for the bike. And plus, I think this is a little bit cleaner. So Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have that little hole, but you made it clean properly. Like, that was my first hole, but the other hole got looking better. Yep, that's how you do the straps. So, with that, peace.